Hello students, welcome back to Tejas classes. I hope you are all doing very well. First of all, let me thank you for supporting me by watching all my previous videos and expect your support in future also so that I can post more and more videos for your examinations. So in today's session, we'll be looking into the important government and public sector organizations of India, which is the most important topic for all the competitive examinations. Guys, especially in NTPC exam, you can expect minimum 2 to 3 questions from this topic based on analysis of all the 4 shifts of NTPC examination which have completed. So in for preparing NTPC stage 2, that is CBT2, will need to thoroughly understand this topic because the difficulty level is going to increase in CBT level 2, that is CBT2. So let us learn in detail, and with the help of tricks, that is the mnemonic technique, we'll be learning easily the most important public sector organizations of India. So we'll be dealing this topic in 3 parts. In first part, we'll be looking into the government public sector organizations, what are they, their classifications, and important tricks to remember the main, that is the very important organizations of India. In part 2, we'll be dealing with the important organizations, their headquarters, their present head or chairman, and the foundation year. So we'll be learning them with the help of tricks, that is mnemonic techniques, as well as some other tricks which I am going to explain you. In part 3, we'll be looking into the most important, that is top 50 MCQ questions which are expected in a coming examinations. So let's start today's session. First of all, let's learn what are public sector enterprises mean. Guys, what are public sector enterprises? A public sector enterprise is a state owned enterprise. Okay, state owned enterprise in India is called a public sector undertaking or a public sector enterprise. Okay, and these public sector enterprises are owned by the Union Government of India, that is central government of India, and the company stock is majority owned by the government in a PSU. What it means? The company stock, that is the share value, the company in which the government has more than 51% shares. That is, in a company in which a government has more than 50%, 51% holdings, that company, that entity is regarded as a public sector enterprise. These public sector enterprises are headed by Ministry of Heavy Industry and Public Enterprises. So public sector enterprises are headed by the Ministry of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises. Okay, and who is the minister of these heavy industries and public enterprises? He is Mr. Sri Prakash Keshav Javadekar. Sri Prakash Keshav Javadekar is the Minister, Honorable Minister of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises. And who is the Minister of State for this ministry? He is Mr. Arjun Ram Meghwal. Friends, in all my videos I will be teaching with the help of these pictures only, because these pictures, by that is visual observation, helps us to retain the information which I have learned for the long time. Now we have seen what are the public sector enterprise mean and the respective ministry and their ministers. Now we're looking into the classification of public sector enterprise. Guys, Indian economy. We all know that Indian economy subject is a very vast subject, and many people struggle for learning this topic. Okay, you need to keep updated, that is a budgets, all the things you need to keep updated with this topic. So let's not get in detail. Okay, we'll be learning in detail in the UPSC or SSC preparation videos. For NTPC, you just understand the classification. Okay, so what are the sources of Indian economy? Where does we get the money? Okay, that is economy means money, right? Where does we get the money from? We get the money from the taxes and from the industries of India, industries or factories, whichever it may be. So generally these industries, okay, are divided into 2 sectors. One is the public sector and one is the private sector. See, by the name you can see that private sector, public sector. So let me give you example. You may come across the words government school and a corporate school, that is a government hospital or a private hospital. So what is the difference in that? In the government hospital, everything is taken care of the government and the employees are appointed by the government through the examinations, right? In private sector, This is a individual entity, that is a 1% entity. So it is established by the private persons, and the recruitment will also be taken by care of the MDs or chairman of those respective companies. And in government people, that is in government hospital, the prices, that is the cost for the treatment, the employees salaries, and the functioning is everything is decided by the government. In private sector, it is decided by their respective heads. So now you understand what is meant by government industry and a private industry. In the same way, so we have many number of industries in many categories, okay, wherever it may be manufacturing, service, textiles. So many industries we have. So broadly they are classified into two sectors. One is the public sector, other is the private sector. In public sector, there is again a classification. The companies are classified into three categories. First, let us understand what is a public sector companies. A public sector company is an entity in which the government has holdings more than 51%. Okay, the government has the holdings more than 51%, and the government has major control over the entity. Okay, in private sector, so the holdings are belonging to the private people. Okay, so government may be having but less than 50%, majority private people own this company. Okay, now public sector, what are the classifications? We have department undertaking enterprises, statutory corporations, and government companies. What these mean? Okay, we learn in detail in the next slide. So public sector enterprises are broadly classified as departmental undertakings, statutory corporations, government companies. And in private sector, which we all know that what is a private sector. So a private sector is a company which is started by the individuals. If it is started by one individual, then it is called a sole proprietorship. So the person is solely, that is only one person, he is the in charge of that company. That is, it will be a small scale. And partnership, so if you and your friends start a company together, or two or more friends, so it is known as a partnership company. Okay, and respectively these are the joint Hindu family companies, cooperative, so you may heard a cooperative stores, and the company. So company is also divided into, sorry, one second. Yeah, companies of you may be seeing the names like private limited company, public limited company. Public limited company owned by the government, that is majority stakes of 51%, more than 51%, that is public limited. And for private people, more than 51% is a private limited. Okay, the multinational companies which has its existence across the countries, that is across the nations. Okay, so now we have a broad, and we understood the broad classification of the organizations of India, this public sector, private sector. Now let's get in detail of the public sector. Okay, so this is the topic what we have: public sector organizations and government, important government organizations of India. Let us see the public sector. I already said you there are three classifications. One is departmental undertakings, statutory corporations, government company. As the name suggests, the first one, department undertakings, is a company which is run as a part of government department and under the direct control of the minister. What? So it has the entity as a department, and the department is headed by the concerned ministry. Okay, for example, Indian Railways. Okay, Indian Railways, we all know that we are preparing for NTPC examination. You need to know that Indian Railways is a department undertaking company. Okay, so its employees are appointed, that is the chairman we have, right? The chairman is appointed by the government through UPSC, SSC. We recruit these IAS, right? We all know that UPSC is the CSC examination. So the people who gets recruited through these examinations are appointed as a head of these departments, and this department is under the control of their respective ministry. So Indian Railways, that is a entity, is under the control of Ministry of Railways. Okay, and these are headed by, managed by Indian Administrative Service people, that is IAS people. Okay, now we understand what are department undertakings. I'll give you the examples. Okay, let's wait for some time. Now let's discuss what is statutory corporation. Statutory corporations are the companies which are created by a special act of parliament or state legislature. These are owned and controlled by the central or state governments. Okay, what are these? These are the companies which are formed not under the Companies Act. So if we want to register a company, we need to follow the Companies Registration Act, right? That is Companies Act. But these companies are created by passing an act in the parliament. What is a parliament? It is a law making body. Okay, we all know that parliament is a law making body or a state legislator. So these companies are formed by passing a special act, bill after that act, and then they are established. So these are owned and controlled by same both central government and state government. Okay, so the entire capital for this, I mean the investment for this is financed by the government only, and these have the right to borrow from the public also. Okay, see, for department undertakings, this one first one, for department undertakings we get the investment directly from the government and is managed by the government only, government employees, government buildings, everything. And in statutory corporation it is a company, but there will be a private people also. Okay, these are government appoints the, that is nominates the, that is the board of directors from a government as well as for private people, majority people from be the government. Okay, and the capital will be financed by the government, and it also right the borrow from public. We all in the share market, right? What we invest, so we invest in such companies. Recently we have got this IRFC, right, Indian Railway Finance Corporation, and in the budget we also heard that LIC, right, LIC IPO will also be coming in 2022, right? So these are the companies which are made by a special act of parliament, and these are autonomous bodies. What are the examples? We have examples like LIC, RBI, right, Reserve Bank of India. So these are the statutory corporations. And coming to the government companies, okay, this is actually we generally heard. Okay, government companies, what is, how does government companies form? They form by the Companies Act, that is under the Companies Act 2013, Companies Act 2013. So what the Companies Act 2013 states, a government company means a company which is not less than 51% of the paid capital is held by the central government. We all know that department undertaking, that is 100% stake, and in government companies, sorry, what I have told in department undertakings, they are 100% government stake. Okay, so in this we have majority of government. In this also we have more than 51%. Okay, now you got a clear idea, right? Okay, so paid up, that is 51% holdings is held by the central government or state government. Okay, and these government companies are also further divided into two types. One is wholly owned government companies and partly owned, only owned and partly owned. So in wholly owned government companies where entire capital is held by the government, that is what is meant by capital, the initial investment, it is held by the government. In partly owned government companies where government, public or joint owners, okay, public and government are joint owners, the major capital is provided by the government. Okay, oh, now we have seen the classification of public sector. So those are department undertakings, statutory corporations, government companies. So now let's see the examples of these organizations. See, for department undertakings, what are the examples of organizations? Posts and telegraphs, railways, All India Radio, Doordarshan, ordnance factories. These are all the department undertakings, and these are controlled and directly by the Minister of concerned ministry. Okay, now statutory corporations. One is the Food Corporation of India, Industrial Finance Corporation of India, Life Insurance, Unit Trust of India, Trade Trading Corporation. So these are the examples of statutory corporations. And government companies, what are the government companies? Or no, so we have these Hindustan Machine Tools, SAIL, Steel Authority of India, Hindustan Shipyard Limited, BAIL, HAL. So these are the companies, right? These Maharatna, Mini Ratna companies come under this category. we have studied this classification. Now let's see the categories of PSUs for the classification, that is how these government companies are classified. Okay, first one, Maharatna companies, Navaratna companies, and Mini Ratna. You all know these names, right? Maharatna, Navaratna, and Mini Ratna. So how these are classified? These are classified based on their performance growth and profits. Okay, performance growth and profits. So these are classified according to that. So the company which is performing more and earning more profits, they will be categorized as Maharatna, and the medium one is characterized as Navaratna, and then Mini Ratna. So there are some categories. I mean, there are some conditions for the company to become as a Maharatna or Navaratna or Mini Ratna. So we look in the conditions for becoming the Maharatna, Navaratna, Mini Ratna status. We'll be looking in a separate video for this. For the time being, just understand the classification. Okay, we have Maharatna, Navaratna, Mini Ratna. How many Maharatna companies we have? One second, let me clear off this. How many Maharatna companies we have? We have 10 Maharatna companies. Okay, and Navaratna 14, and Mini Ratna, how many can you guess? We have 74 Mini Ratna companies. Okay, how many? 74 Mini Ratna companies. Now let's see the Maharatna companies. Okay, so there are 10, and we need to remember the headquarters and the names of 10 Maharatna companies. So basically students feel difficulty in remembering all this. They will be saying, sir, we have such a length of syllabus, how do we remember each and everything? So there is a technique called a mnemonic technique, which majority of people know that, right? What is Maharatna companies? Maharatna companies are the companies which have high profits, okay, which have high profits, and these are the top companies in the India, and that is in a country. So we have, as we already seen, we have 10 Maharatna companies. How to remember that? So I have given a picture for you. What is this? What we can see: a train, a bus, okay, and also a car. I can't draw over here. And basically the, one second, basically what are these? These are automotives. What are these? These are automotives. What are automotives mean, guys? Automotives are nothing but they are the self-propelling vehicles. That is the vehicles which they can move. Which they can move means we need to supply a source of power, right? Okay. So we all know these automotives. Okay. How these automotives run, guys? With the help of petrol. See. Okay. Next. These automotives are heavy, right? Heavy. Bus is heavy. Airplane is heavy. These are very heavy. Remember this guy. Just imagine understand the story of it. So Maharatna companies, automotives, and what are the automotives? How they run? They run through petrol, and they are heavy, as we all know. And some automotives also run through gas. We can see this LPG gas, and they are fitting in the cars and autos, right? And oil. Oil is necessary for lubrication also. And in scooters we use oil for running. And parts of the automotives are made up of steel, right? And in previously we have these engines which they are run by using coal, right? We use coal for the steam engines. And what happens, there is a thermal reaction in the engine of the automotive, so that the motion is developed, heat or thermal. And the power, automotives are powerful. Okay, so now you remember these terms: Maharatna companies, automotives. And automotives run by petrol, and they are heavy. Some are run by gas, some need oil for lubrication, and some scooters also need oil. Their parts are made of steel. And steam engines run by coal, and they produce heat. It is nothing but thermal, and they are powerful. Okay, so we have studied, we have come through this small story. Now let's see under the petrol, what we have, where we get petrol from. The petrol banks, that is HP Petrol Bank, Bharat Petroleum. We have mostly everyone has seen this petrol bunks in our town, right? Petrol comes from HPCL, BPCL. We have completed two companies, HPCL, BPCL. So heavy, Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited. Sorry guys, there's some adjustments on the in these, there's editing errors, so please kindly excuse me. So I'll spell it out, no issues. BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited. Number third. Gas, can you guess? Where do we get gas from? Gas Authority of India Limited. Got it? GAIL. And where does we get oil from? Oil, just remember, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, IOCL, ONGC. So we have learned so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have completed already. Steel, SAIL. Where we get steel? SAIL Authority of India Limited. Okay, 7 completed. Now coal. Where we get coal? Coal India Limited. And heat, thermal. Can you please tell me? Thermal. This is very easy to remember. As I am giving a hint, guys. We are learning this subject in this topic for appearing in the dash examination. Which examination? NTPC, right? Heat, thermal, NTPC. And Power Grid Corporation of India. So we have learned all the 10 companies of Maharatna. See, it's very easy. What we have studied? First, we have studied the automotives. What are automotives need? They need petrol, gas, oil, and they are heavy. They are made of steel. Okay, steam engines run through coal and they produce heat. They are powerful. Okay, so these terms, okay, these keywords we have remembered. Through these keywords we have learned all the 10 companies. So now it's easy, right, to remember? Very easy, guys. Just if you hear the name Maharatna, remember your name. Automotive should come into your mind. And automotives, what they need? These companies. And we have 10, so remember like this. Okay, very important trick, guys. You'll never forget in future, trust me. If you go in this way for any topic, not only this, for any topic, you'll definitely not forget. Okay, now, so I have given you the story based thing. Now we will use the mnemonic technique for remembering the Maharatna companies. Okay, see, let us please read with me. I am Chris Gale, powerful son, BBC. I am Chris Gale. Who is Chris Gale? Cricketer. I am Chris Gale, powerful son, BBC. Chris Gale का son BBC. Chris Gale का powerful son कौन है? BBC है. Live in Hindustan. He lives in Hindustan. Okay. I am Chris Gale, powerful son, BBC. Live in Hindustan. So I denotes Indian Oil Corporation. First company is completed. I, Indian Oil Corporation. GAIL, very easy. GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited. Powerful, Power Grid Corporation of India. See, Sun, for we'll divide this each letter. Okay. S stands for what we have. What automotive parts made up of? They are made up of steel. S for steel. Steel Authority of India Limited. O for oil. Remember, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation of India. Okay. N, National Thermal Power Corporation, that is heat, thermal. And C, B for Bharat Petroleum Corporation, right? B for Bharat Petroleum, this one. Okay, yeah, B for Bharat Petroleum Corporation. And another B we have Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. C for Coal India Limited. How many we have completed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And last one lives in Hindustan Petroleum Corporation. So we have completed 10 companies in a single statement. What is that? I am Chris Gale, powerful son, BBC, live in Hindustan. Okay. I for Indian Oil Corporation. GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited, powerful Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. S for Steel Authority of India Limited. O for ONGC. N for NTPC. B for Bharat Petroleum. And another B for Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. C for Coal India Limited. And Hindustan Petroleum Corporation. Okay. Now, so you need not practice these questions. Just remember these topics. This one line and this story. Okay. This one line. 1 second. And this story. Okay. Automotive story and this mnemonic line. So Maharatna 10 companies finished. Don't worry about now. You all know Maharatna companies. Okay. Now we'll learn about the Navaratna companies. How many Navaratna companies we have? Some people usually confused by the name. Navaratna, now means 9. So there are 9 companies. No, usually they used to be 9. Actually this name is designed so based on 9 companies only. But till now, that is till date, that is 2021, we have 14 Navaratna companies. How many? 14 Navaratna companies, and we remember by using the mnemonic technique only. We need not work hard for learning this. So this video may be long, right friends? This video may be long. It may go for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. But after that, you need to remember only 3 to 4 statements so that you'll complete these Maharatnas, that is Navaratnas, and public sector banks, important government organizations. Everything you will be completing in nearly 5 to 6 statements. So your topic is completed. So before going to exam, you just need to remember these 6 lines only. Okay, trust me. Let's see this. See, electrical engineer ships oil and minerals in aluminium container in aeroplane for building construction in Neyveli. Okay, what? There is an electrical engineer. Okay, electrical engineer. What he does? Ships means he transports oil and minerals in aluminium container. And he transports oil and minerals in one aluminium container in an aeroplane for building construction in Neyveli. For building construction, what we need, guys? We need some oil, we need some minerals. Just imagine, for building construction, we need oil for minerals. And who sends it? Electrical engineer sends it. He ships through aeroplane. In what he sends? So minerals are stored in aluminium containers for building construction where? In Neyveli. See guys, very very important. See, self-prepared mnemonic technique. So you may come across various mnemonic techniques like see, they'll be giving just one word for all the companies, like example name. They have given name, so they'll be saying that N for something, A for something, M for something, E for something. You may be remembering the word name, but N stands for, you may come across lots of words. How will you remember N stands for particular thing only? So what we have done is we have elaborated the statement. So this statement is easy. Okay, just remember as a story. इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर है जो ऑयल एंड मिनरल शिप करता है, किसमें? एल्यूमिनियम कंटेनर में शिप करता है एरोप्लेन में, किस लिए? बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए. किधर? नईवेली. Completed. So through this we learn 10 Navaratna companies. In one statement we learn 10 Maharatna companies. So now you will only say this. Okay, by this. The first one, electrical. So can you spell the name the companies which have the name electricals? See, Rural Electrification Process, that is corporation. Okay, Rural Electrification Corporation. Electrical. Where it is located? It is located in Delhi. Headquarters is located in Delhi. Guys, no need to worry about headquarters. There is a trick for remembering it also. Okay, don't worry. Second one, engineer. The second company is engineer. What it is? Engineers India Limited. Engineer stands for Engineers India Limited. Headquartered same Delhi. Okay, see, Shipping Corporation of India. Very easy. Shipping Corporation of India, SCI. Where it headquarters? Mumbai. So guys, where we see lots of ships, when we go to Mumbai, we can see, right, very big harbor in front of this Taj Mahal Hotel, India Gate. We can see, we can also see the Mumbai harbor also, right? Shipping Corporation of India, where it is? In Mumbai. Oil India Limited. So where it is? Oil India Limited, Dulijan, Assam. This you need to remember, guys. No technique. Okay, Oil India Limited. Only one or two. Maximum 5 companies you need to remember. Technique can't be applied to all the questions. Okay, Oil India Limited, Dulijan, Assam. Next, minerals. National Mineral and Development Corporation. Where it is? Hyderabad. Minerals. National Mineral Development Corporation. NMDC. Where it is? It is in Hyderabad. Generally, when we hear the name, Hyderabad, we generally remember these things. That is a pearl city, right? Hyderabad is also known as pearl city of India, and we can see many minerals in those areas. Just imagine, we have these Nizams. Those used to have many minerals in their courtyard. So the same way, minerals. National Mineral Development Corporation, Hyderabad. Aluminium. National Aluminium Company, NALCO. Very important company, guys. National Aluminium Company. Where it is? It is in Orissa, Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar is in a city in Orissa state. Next, container. See, container. Any company by the name container? We have Container Corporation of India, CF. Container Corporation of India, CONCOR short. And its headquarters is in Delhi. Okay. Next, aeroplane. Any guesses? Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, HAL. Heat halls. How we feel? We feel cold, right? And which is the coldest South Indian city? There is Bangalore. So in this way, you need to remember, which will be easy. Okay. Aeroplane, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, Bangalore. Next, building. National Building Corporation India. What is limited? National Building Corporation Limited, headquartered in दिल्ली. ज़्यादा buildings किधर है? दिल्ली में. Government organizations किधर है? ज़्यादा दिल्ली में है. So and next, Neyveli. Neyveli Lignite Corporation of India Limited. Where is Neyveli Lignite Corporation? It is in Tamil Nadu. See guys, through one statement we have learned 10 Navaratna companies. How many remaining? Only 4 remaining. Okay, out of 14 we have learned 10 already. So one thing, remember, again we'll see the trick. Electrical engineerships, oil and minerals in aluminium container in aeroplane for building construction in Neyveli. Just remember this trick, you will never forget. And now let's see the remaining 4 Navaratna companies. One more statement, Ispat. Ispat is a, just understand it as a some company or entity. Ispat gives finance. Finance means loan to make electronic telephone. Okay. Ispat gives finance to make electronic telephones. Ispat एक कंपनी है जो लोन देते हैं किस लिए? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक टेलीफोन बनाने के लिए. ओके, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक टेलीफोन्स. ओके, you remember Ispat gives finance to make electronic telephone. Now Ispat, Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, done. First one is completed. Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, where it is? Visakhapatnam. And finance, Power Finance Corporation. Generally people say that finance commission of India, the basic, the major entity. No, it is a Navaratna company. Okay, Navaratna company, what it is a Power Finance Corporation, headquartered in New Delhi. And electronic, BEL, right? BHEL is Bharat Heavy Electronic Limited, BEL is Bharat Electronics Limited, where it is? Bengaluru. See, BEL is Navaratna. Okay, BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited. What is Maharatna? 4 words, big. Small, 3 words, small. Seems funny, right? ऐसे ही पढ़ना है. Okay. Now telephone, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited, MTNL. We generally don't know this MTNL. We all know that it's BSNL, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. It is a Mini Ratna company, guys. But MTNL, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited, is a Navaratna company. Okay, and headquartered in New Delhi. So, okay, we have completed this 14 Navaratna. Okay, very easy with the help of 2 statements. Only 2 statements. See, electrical engineership, oil and minerals in aluminum container aeroplane for building construction in Neyveli. Okay, we have completed 10, and through this we have completed 4. So till now what we have learned? Till now we have learned 10 Maharatna companies, 14 Navaratna companies. So totally 24 important public sector organizations completed. See, now let's see the Mini Ratna companies. Guys, there are nearly 74 Mini Ratna companies. So remembering all the companies doesn't make sense. Okay, एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर हो रहा है जोड़ा, आई मीन study smart, don't work very hard. Okay, so we'll be looking in the part 2 only the very important and which are continuously in use. So that particular companies will study the heads and headquarters. So I given you a list for your reference only. Okay, just to see what are the Mini Ratna companies are. The first one is Antrix Corporation, BDL, Bharat Dynamics Limited, Bharat Earth Movers, BSNL, Mini Ratna company, Central Warehousing Corporation, Cochin Shipyard, Indian Tourism Development Corporation, Indian Tourism Development Corporation, and Indian Railway, IRCTC. IRCTC is a Mini Ratna company, guys. It is not a railway, it is separate a Mini Ratna company. Okay, Magazon Dock, National Fertilizers Limited. So these are all the, Mini Ratna basically divided into 2 categories, okay, based on certain conditions. I've already told you. We'll learn these conditions for being a Mini Ratna, Maharatna, Navaratna in a different separate video. We'll look in detail about this. Okay, now for time being, just remember this. And Mini Ratna 2, what we have? Artificial Limbs Manufacturing Corporation of India. आर्टिफिशियल लिम्स तो मैन्युफैक्चर करता है, वो भी एक मिनी रत्ना है. ब्रॉडकास्टिंग इंजीनियरिंग कंसल्टेंट्स इंडिया, HMT हिंदुस्तान मिशन टूल्स, it is a mini ratna. National Film Development Corporation of India. So there are many. So I given the important thing. Okay, we learn in detail in a different video. See, अभी क्या क्या हो गया, we have completed Maharatna. See, sorry guys, I don't have a pen. I have ordered it. Okay, next video I'll make sure that I use that pen. We have Maharatna, Navaratna, Mini Ratna. So we have completed these public sector organizations. Now let's look into the banking, public sector banks, PSBs, public sector banks, these nationalized banks. Okay, so many aspirants also fighting for getting a bank job. Okay, so in that also we are getting a questions based on this very important topic, guys. These banks, recently we have these, what we have, what, yeah. Now let's look into the public sector banks. Okay, we have seen a government companies. Now we'll see the public sector banks, which are the statutory bodies. Okay, public sector banks, guys. How many banks we have till date? That is 2021. How many public sector banks we have, guys? Very important, because banks merger has taken place in recently, right? Banks merger of banks means two or three banks have been united to become a one bank. So that is the merger of banks, and it has happened recently in the 2020 and in the recent years also. So till date, that is 2021, we have 12 public sector banks. How many? 12 public sector bank. And which is the largest public sector bank of India? Largest public sector bank, very easy, SBI. Largest public sector bank of India. Okay, now we learn these public sector banks, the 12 public sector banks, with the help of mnemonic technique. We'll go by tricks only, guys. No need of remembering all these. SBI, HDFC is a public sector bank. It's a private sector bank, guys. SBI, Bank of Baroda, PNB, who is head, it is headquarters. No need of remembering all this. We'll just go by a trick, right? See, I given a mnemonic. SPB unions with overseas BCCI pub. What? SBB means the great singer who we recently lost him. Who is he? SP Balasubramaniam Garu. Okay, SPB. What he does? He unions. That is, he meets. I mean, what is mean by union, guys? He joins. Okay, he unions with overseas BCCI pub. ओवरसीज में एक पब है, किसका पब है? बीसीसीए का पब है. सो एसपी बालसुब्रमण्यम यूनियंस विथ overseas BCCI pub. Okay, now you got it. See, once more let's read this. SPB unions with overseas BCCI pub. See, now let's see the public sector bank associated with this statement. S stands for the famous SBI. Okay, here I have given. Okay, SBI. P, very famous guys, very famous bank, guys, very big bank, very famous. P, Punjab National Bank. B, I guess orange color. Just you can name the banks. I mean, the name of the bank or the board of the bank is in orange color. Can you guess? Bank of Baroda. Okay, we have completed three banks: SBI, Punjab National Bank, Bank of Baroda. U, Union Bank of India. Union Bank of India. Okay. Overseas Bank of India. See, Union Bank of India. SP Balasubramanian, SBI, PNB, Bank of Baroda. You generally, most people remember these guys as the public sector banks. Okay. See, now how many have we have completed? We have completed 5 public sector banks. See, B, Bank of India. Okay, B for Bank of India. C for Central Bank. What? B for Bank of India, C for Central Bank, and one more bank is a public sector bank, very big bank. Can you guess? It is Canara Bank. See, Canara Bank. And I for India Bank. See, these we have come across. See, India Bank, Central Bank, we generally don't hear. We usually hear these names: Union Bank, Overseas, Canara, SBI. So you need to concentrate only on this: Central Bank, India Bank, BCCI. Next, PUBG नहीं है, pub है. Okay, see, P बोलो तो पंजाब एंड सिंध बैंक, पंजाब एंड सिंध बैंक. U, UCO Bank, UCO Bank. B for Bank of Maharashtra, BOM, Bank of Maharashtra. Okay, see guys, so we have learned how many 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 public sector banks in one statement. 1 2 3 4 5 6 words. 12 public sector banks in just 1 2 3 4 5 words only. Okay, with you don't consider, we have learned with a 5-word statement. Very easy guys. Okay, again. Okay, S for SBI, P for Punjab National Bank, Bank of Baroda, Union Bank, Overseas Bank of India, Central Bank, Canara Bank, India, Punjab and Sindh Bank, UCO, Bank of Maharashtra. Done. So now what are the questions asked regarding to this topic, public sector banks? What they'll be asking? They'll be asking the headquarters, right? They'll be asking the headquarters and who are the current heads. These questions are expected in the exam. So in this part one, we'll just learn the basic that is the outline, the structure of these organizations of India. In part two, we'll be trying to learn the headquarters with a simple trick that anyhow you need to memorize that. But if you know the outline of it, so that you can easily pick up from this bank, public sector bank, how many we have, what is happening, we can generally categorize. Okay. Now, trick to remember headquarters of 12 public sector banks. See, headquarters are given only for these public sector banks. Okay. We have what we have learned. We have learned the public sector bank with the help of mnemonic technique, and now headquarters. Banks ending with India, banks that the bank names ending with India are headquartered in Mumbai. So banks ending with India headquartered in Mumbai. How many we have? We have 4 such banks which have name ending with India. The headquarters in Mumbai. What we have? We have SBI, right? We have SBI. See, we have SBI. Next, Bank of India. Next, how many we have? CCCC guys. Overseas Bank of India. 1 2 3, and Union Bank of India. See, let me clear it off. SBI, Bank of India, Union Bank of India, Overseas Bank of India. 4 banks. Banks ending with India are headquartered in Mumbai. So banks starting with Indian, एंडिंग विथ इंडिया मुंबई में है, स्टार्टिंग किधर है? चेन्नई पे. सो चेन्नई से स्टार्ट करके मुंबई में एंड करता है. ऐसे याद करो, चेन्नई में स्टार्ट करते हैं और मुंबई में एंड करते हैं. ओके, सी बैंक स्टार्टिंग विथ इंडिया. व्हाट वी हैव? इंडियन बैंक, sorry, the Indian bank it is. Okay, not India bank, Indian bank. And one more thing guys, see we have one more bank. See where it is, Indian bank in here nahi dikha raha hai. Indian Overseas Bank, actually Overseas Bank of India. Yeah, देख गए, इंडियन ओवरसीज बैंक. ये ओवरसीज बैंक ऑफ इंडिया नहीं है, सॉरी, बाय मिस्टेकली आई अपडेटेड. इंडियन ओवरसीज बैंक है, ऐसे ही होता है. ओके, चेन्नई में है. और पंजाब और दिल्ली में, आई मीन दे आर वेरी गुड फ्रेंड्स. पंजाब और दिल्ली लोग बहुत अच्छे दोस्त हैं. सो the names having the name Punjab, banks having the name Punjab are in Delhi. Punjab National Bank, Punjab and Sindh Bank. Where it? Punjab and Sindh Bank, Punjab National Bank. Okay. नेक्स्ट, महाराष्ट्र. बैंक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र किधर है? महाराष्ट्र स्टेट, सो पुणे में ही होगा. सो पुणे. कैनरा बैंक, देख सी, कैनरा बैंक बेंगलुरु का है. आई मीन कैनरा बैंक हेडक्वार्टर्स इज इन बैंगलोर. So and one more bank is also there which is not a public, which is Vijaya Bank, very famous bank. So this Canara Bank is from Bangalore. UCO Kolkata. Okay, UCO UCO Bank. UCO Bank किधर है? कोलकाता. UCO कोलकाता. Okay, done. Next, बड़ौदा किधर है? बड़ौदा नया नेम, न्यू नेम. और किधर है? विच स्टेट में है? गुजरात में है. ओके, बड़ौदा बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा गुजरात में है. ओके, नाउ वी हैव लर्नड 12 public sector banks with their headquarters. See how many questions we have learned. Nearly expect 15 to 16 questions. So those slide में 15-16 questions complete. See I have given you a list and a tagline. Tagline भी बहुत important है guys. So especially for banking examinations, the questions from these taglines are also asked. You can expect these questions in your NTPC, SSC, CGL also. Okay, see, let's see, briefly see this. Okay, Punjab National Bank recently merged with Oriental Bank of Commerce and United Bank of India. See, generally these merger of banks will helpful be students. Do you think how? याद करने में भी कम कम नंबर होता है ना. सी initially we have these 12 plus 13 14 15 16 17 21 banks we used to have. So now अभी 12 हो गया. याद करने के लिए easy है. हेड्स कम हो गया, हेडक्वार्टर्स कम हो गया. एडवांटेज गाइस. सी पंजाब नेशनल बैंक, ओरिएंटल बैंक ऑफ कॉमर्स, यूनाइटेड बैंक ऑफ इंडिया से मर्ज हुआ. किधर है? दिल्ली में. टैगलाइन नेम यू कैन बैंक अपॉन. एंड सेकेंड, इंडियन बैंक मर्ज हुआ इलाहाबाद बैंक से. SBI नो, SBI मर्ज हुआ किससे? SBM, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ मैसूर, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ हैदराबाद. तो द फर्स्ट मर्जर SBI, डिफरेंट बैंक्स ऑफ SBI मर्जर इनटू SBI, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. कैनरा बैंक, सिंडिकेट बैंक जो होता है ना, वो कैनरा बैंक में मर्ज हो गया. नाउ यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, आंध्रा बैंक एंड कॉरपोरेशन बैंक. सो आंध्रा बैंक का हेडक्वार्टर किधर है? आंध्र प्रदेश, हैदराबाद में है. ओके. एंड यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, मुंबई. बैंक्स नेम एंडिंग विथ इंडिया, मुंबई में है. So this I have given you Indian Overseas Bank of this 12 public sector banks. So I given you the tagline. Just you take a screenshot of it. I'll also provide you the PDF. So now for time being, take a screenshot of it. You just daily see this. Don't try to remember. Daily see this. Or whenever you go to, you visit a bank, whenever you go roam around on the road, you just see the board name, the name of the name board of the bank. You'll be remembered the color. Okay, by seeing the color, you can easily remember the taglines of these banks. Okay, now what we have completed, we have completed public sector banks, we have completed public sector enterprises, Maharatna, Maniratna, Navaratna. Now comes to the broad classification, that is government bodies. Generally, what are the government bodies? These are the institutions set up by the government. See, institutions set up, these are all Maharatna, PSBs, all the institutions set up by the government. Okay. See, generally we have two types of bodies. One is constitutional bodies, one more is a non-constitutional bodies. What? Constitutional bodies, non-constitutional bodies. Okay. Constitutional bodies क्या है? See, the name suggests constitution. Constitution में see the companies or a articles which have a provision that is mentioned in the Constitution of India. We have a Constitution India, right? In that Constitution, they have mentioned some companies. Okay, before adopting the Constitution, they have mentioned some companies that has to be in the government. So that type of companies are known as constitutional bodies, and they are directly, if we want to make any changes to that company, I mean the functions and the objective powers of that company, we need to amend the Constitution. So these are the constitutional bodies, and these have the highest authority. People heading these bodies have the highest authority, that is supreme authority of India. Okay. Next, these are the non-constitutional bodies. What are the non-constitutional bodies? These are the bodies which are made by the special law. Okay, these are also known as extra constitutional bodies. In our parliament, we bring up some companies for the development of a country. Different governments bring different companies. So these are not mentioned in the Constitution, but they are made by the interest of these political leaders and by interest of people in the parliament, that is law-making body. So from there we get these non-constitutional bodies. Non-constitutional bodies are of two types. What are they? Statutory bodies, executive bodies. We have already learned what are statutory bodies means. That is made by law. Okay. And executive bodies, we have some executive bodies, and for example, Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is the biggest example of executive body. Who is the chairman of Niti Aayog? PM Modi ji is the chairman of Niti Aayog. What is Niti Aayog full form? Very important. You can expect a question from this. Please mention in the comment section. Okay, you should know this. Okay, I am not going to tell this. Now let's see the constitutional bodies. Okay, constitutional bodies भी कितना है? 11 है. Okay, exact number नहीं. Generally we have 11 constitutional bodies. और ये भी see how to remember these 11 constitutional bodies. You may fear this by seeing this. We have 11 constitutional bodies and articles. We need to how to remember. So I given a mnemonic technique for you. See, very easy mnemonic technique. 2 sentences you learn. you will be getting all 11 constitutional bodies. Let's see this. See, in UPSC SSC exams, what in UPSC SSC exams, fees of SC ST general. Okay, this is for all exam aspirants. We know this. UPSC SSC exam, fees of SC ST general, so they are different, right? Okay, is decided by the, कौन डिसाइड करता है? ऑडिटर जनरल एंड अटॉर्नी जनरल. ऑडिटर जनरल अटॉर्नी जनरल डिसाइड करता है SC ST का जनरल का फीस किसमें? यूपीएससी SC एग्जाम में. ओके, ऑडिटर जनरल एंड अटॉर्नी जनरल ऑफ फाइनेंस कमीशन. ओके, फाइनेंस कमीशन में जो ऑडिटर जनरल अटॉर्नी जनरल होता है वो यूपीएससी और एसएससी का एग्जाम फीस ऑफ SC ST जनरल का डिसाइड करता है. डन, फर्स्ट ट्रिक इज कंप्लीटेड. सेकेंड वन, minority won in interstate elections. Okay, minorities won in interstate elections. Simple term, interstate elections में minority जीत गए. So now let's see the thing. Okay, I should have not given this one. ऐसे ही हो जैसे यूपीएससी क्या है? यूनियन पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन. हो गया, वन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी कंप्लीटेड. एसएससी स्टेट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन. एससी शेड्यूल कास्ट से किधर है? शेड्यूल कास्ट, अरे किधर? ये देख, हाँ, नेशनल कमीशन फॉर शेड्यूल कास्ट. एसटी नेशनल कमीशन फॉर एसटी. हो गया. और जनरल, नॉट नेशनल कमीशन फॉर जनरल नहीं है. ओके, SC ST मात्र SC ST ही है. देख, जनरल ऑफ इंडिया. हो गया. ऑडिटर जनरल किधर है? ऑडिटर जनरल किधर है? ये देख, फिफ्थ वन, कंट्रोलर एंड ऑडिटर जनरल. हो गया. और अटॉर्नी जनरल, एडवोकेट अटॉर्नी जनरल ऑफ स्टेट. एंड फाइनेंस कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया. इट इज़ a constitutional body. Where it is? It should be somewhere here. Where? Yeah, fourth one, finance commission. See, in one sentence we have come through various. Finance commission we actually don't know. We generally hear finance commission, but what is a finance commission? It is a constitutional body, guys. If we want to make any changes for it, we need to amend the constitutionally. Okay, very powerful bodies. And माइनॉरिटी किधर है? स्पेशल लिंग्विस्टिक ऑफिसर फॉर माइनॉरिटी लैंग्वेजेस के लिए एक स्पेशल ऑफिसर अपॉइंट होता है जो इंडिया पे होता है. सो वी हैव स्पेशल लिंग्विस्टिक ऑफिसर फॉर माइनॉरिटी लैंग्वेजेस. एंड इंटरस्टेट काउंसिल. इलेक्शन से इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. हु इज़ द प्रेजेंट चेयरमैन ऑफ इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया? हु? मिस्टर सुनील अरोरा जी. Sunil Arora is the current election commission of India. And who is the minister of finance commission? Sorry, chairman of the finance commission? I'll not tell you. Okay, recently budget has come. You should be very concentrating on this budget topic. Okay, budget is very important. If you read the budget, you can expect 2 to 3 questions definitely. Okay, in your pocket. So these are the constitutional bodies. Learn these tricks, guys. Take a screenshot of it. Learn these 2 tricks. Very useful for you. Okay, we'll be learning the various sets in part 2. Okay, now you just have the outline of it. Now the statutory bodies. Statutory bodies I've already explained you. What are those? These are the bodies which are made by the law. That is passing a law in a parliament, and these institutions are established. Okay, so let's see some of the names. Okay, CSIR, Council of Scientific Industrial Research. National Investigation Agency, Food Corporation of India, Central Vigilance, SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. These are statutory bodies, guys. These are made under some acts. Okay, RBI. See here is RBI. CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. ISRO भी constitution में they have not mentioned the space and in constitution. They have made by by passing a special act. And DRDO, National Human Rights Commission, NABARD, National Bank of Agricultural Development. See, you generally in all the videos you'll be learning directly. So they will be heading government and public sector organizations, and they'll be explaining with NABARD, where is NABARD, who is the head. But what is NABARD actually? It is a statutory body. Okay, you need to know the difference of statutory body, the constitutional body. Okay, and the government company, you should know that before. Blindly without knowing this, if you learn this, you will definitely forget. Okay, if you directly learn the NABARD chairman. Okay, NABARD chairman, who is NABARD chairman? Chintala, Govindi Chintala. Okay, so you might be remembering the name, but this will not be helpful for your other examinations. If you learn completely. Okay, It might take 1 hour extra only. That's it. It might not take more than that. It will be taking 1 hour extra only, but learn completely, so that will build a confidence in you. Generally you have a fear before examination. I have learned this, but I don't know if they go in depth. Okay, इससे ज़्यादा डेप्थ कोई नहीं जाता है एनटीपीसी में. These are the basic things. Okay, they will not ask the detailed functioning of it. Okay, just have the glance on it. Okay, now the executive bodies, I already said Niti Aayog is the biggest example of Niti Aayog. What is full form? National Institution for Transforming India, Aayog. Who is the chairman? Narendra Modi. So it is formed in 1st January 2015. Government of India policy से किधर है headquarter? Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi after having dissolved the planning commission. So we have planning commission, right? 5 years plan. Planning commission, that is also important topic. You need to learn that. So वो planning commission को abolish करते, that is he has shut down it and made a नीति आयोग in 1st January 2015. कौन किया है? Narendra Modi has done it. And what is the aim? To foster involvement and participation in the economic policy making process by state governments of India. Usually planning commission is taken care of by central government previously. So central government में जो होता है वही लोग प्लानिंग कमीशन में रहते थे, वो वही डिसाइड करते थे. सो अभी नीति आयोग है, नीति आयोग से पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स इज ऑल्सो मेड पॉसिबल. ओके, एंड विद द चेयरपर्सन नरेंद्र मोदी इज द चेयरपर्सन ऑफ नीति आयोग. या we'll be seeing these regulatory bodies. What is this? We have seen these constitutional bodies, non-constitutional bodies, statutory bodies. Many have come. These are a classification, guys. Just I say remember karo. See, RBI is a statutory body made by law. We all know that. But banks ko regulating body means the organizations which have the authority, regulating authority. Regulating authority means they look after them. They direct how the subsidiaries how to function. Okay, see, who is the authority controlling or regulating authority of banks, all the public sector banks? It is RBI, Reserve Bank of India, and Securities and Exchange Board of India, insurance regulatory. See, like everywhere you can see the regulatory development. NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. बैंक कौन है? हेड नाबार्ड है. और CBD स्मॉल इंडस्ट्री डेवलपमेंट, नेशनल हाउसिंग बैंक, ट्राई, ब्यूरो ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स, NASSCOM. नेशनल सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनीज का हेड कौन है? NASSCOM है. और क्रिकेट का कौन है? BCCI, बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल ऑफ क्रिकेट इन इंडिया. So these are regulating bodies. You just need not remember by the name. We have 14. I need to memorize 1, 2, 3, 4. No, just see it. You automatically get registered in your mind. Okay, whenever you need to remember only the heads and headquarters. That is not, if you remember, if you learn for headquarters of one entity in one day, that is enough. In 30 days you will be master in all the heads and headquarters. Enough for learning one entity, one headquarters. How much time it takes? Maximum 5 minutes for remembrance also, maximum. Okay, yeah. So guys, we have completed all the public sector organizations, governmental bodies, public sector banks, okay, executive bodies, regulating bodies. So we have understood the complete outline of the public sector organizations and government organizations in India. Okay, so now we got an idea what are these companies, which they belong to, and how they function. Now for the exam point of view, in the part 2 we'll be learning the headquarters and heads, which is generally a remembrance. Okay, remembrance means you need to memorize that. That's it. So for the more videos, you need to subscribe our channel Tejas Classes, and thanks for watching, for all the videos and supporting me. Please keep supporting me, and for more videos of other topics of general awareness of RRB NTPC exam, you can watch my playlist, you can subscribe my channel. I have completely uploading the topics of all the topics of RRB NTPC syllabus. So please like, share and subscribe my channel and support me. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.